someone who's drained and overwhelmed. So, if they pick your book, what is the first shift that they will experience?
People have told me this, that this book has become their friend. They can talk to it openly. It starts with self reflection, but it's not a very jarring self reflection where you're getting into a self critical mode, and then it instantly brings you to count your blessings. So yeah, it's a very heartfelt book. Once you just settle down and once you just realize that, oh my god, what all I have been blessed with, you realize that you're already taken care of. The
That is
most important thing in our life, which is breath, we aren't doing anything for it. Some power is taking care of it, right?
yeah.
And with that power, you've been given the most refined nervous system. There are very less foundations for complaint, I feel, and this is what will help people, those who are feeling overwhelmed and not very good about themselves, through this book, that you will start realizing that how beautiful you are, how beautiful your life is. And all it takes is just sit for some time, breathe, honor your breath, honor your body, smile a little, talk to people, and come back to heart and celebrate your.
That's beautiful because, what you just said reminded me of a line that stayed with me after I had finished your book. It was about whenever you feel low and sad, just imagine all the things that your body is doing for you every day. So it's, that part. And like you mentioned, the first activity was an activity on self reflection. Who are you? How would you define yourself? I sat upon it for 15 minutes. Then I just scribbled something. And while scribbling, I realized all the blessings. I started counting all the blessings.
When you are in a roller coaster ride, so you go to an adventure park and you're in a roller coaster ride, you already know that there are going to be downs, there are going to be ups, because you know it is an adventure ride. So life is also like that roller coaster ride. So when you're in that ride in the adventure park, you don't crib, you don't complain. In that dip, people enjoy more and they shout more, and it's like enthusiasm is at its peak. So why not, if you can trust the technology of that roller coaster ride, why can't we trust the technology of this consciousness, the technology that this creator has made? So every down situation, like you rightly said, there are learning days. And even in those learning days, there is a choice whether to sink and feel low about yourself or take it as an opportunity to grow. And amongst many other things that are necessary to stay optimist is again an understatement. To stay in that self honor mode is practicing gratitude. Then breath work helps. Then meditation helps. Then having good social connections help. Having good food helps. You're feeling a little low about something that have happened, and you instantly reach out to your phone and you start scrolling.
Yeah.
It makes you feel even more sick about yourself, thinking that you've not achieved anything in your life.
Or these days we reach out to Chat GPT. This has happened.
Oh, but I've heard people interacting with ChatGPT as if they are interacting with live humans.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so many people have told me that he's like my, psychiatrist. It's like my friend.
So when we talk about biohacking or, working on lifestyle, which I also practice as, this is what I see. You have any emotional issues, particularly or mental issues, the biggest challenge to bring those people out of those issues is to get them off mindless screen time.
Yeah, which is ironic.
Delusion is not the solution. These days, Delulu is the only. I had heard and I was like, I laughed my heart out. I said, my God, what is this? Where are we reaching? Where are we going? What is the point? Delusion is not the solution. You have to acknowledge the reality for you to change it.
You can
And
never run. Running away
you,
is never the
exactly. So, when you said, I am going to be okay, I am taking it a step ahead. For readers of my book, you are
yeah.
already okay. Disassociate yourself with a particular event or happening and
Yeah.
come back to that inner space where you're already blessed with the strength that you need to deal with any, God forbid, difficult situations. You already have the intellect. You are a divine being. I mean, you have we made ourselves? No. So just trust the process of life, trust yourself. And, abstract world की बात ना करते हुए भी, even if you just see, you have dealt with such situations already in your past. 20,000 times you've had difficult times, and 20,000 times you've felt this is the worst time of my life. And all those 20,000 times you've come out of it beautifully. Either you've learned something, or you've outgrown something, or something that was not good for you has been taken away from you. Only three things. You're definitely a better person, definitely a stronger person, definitely a more freer person from what you were. This is the essence of the book also. Honoring your life the way it is.
You use the word honoring. So, how is it different from self love or self care? Or is there a blurred line between these two words?
There can be different meanings to self love and self care, but if it is coming out of this space of feeling a little victimized about yourself, and I'm not paying enough attention to myself, I should just cut off from the world and I should just think about myself, people have not done enough for me. Generally, when people talk about self care, it comes many a times out of this space where enough हो गया लोगों के बारे में सोच के, now I'm going to think about myself. Again, that is coming from a space of complaints, or it is coming from a space of, I kind of don't like this word self care, honestly. I feel, when you honor yourself enough, then there is this dignity that you lead life with, right? And I'm not saying that given to unnecessary expectations that people may have out of you. I'm not saying given to situations where you feel weak about yourself. I'm saying leave the world aside. You start honoring yourself first. People, you self love is many a times used in situations where the other is not respecting me, so I am not going to associate, and that is a practice of self love. What I have experienced in my life and the space that I come from is you honor yourself and then you see how people relate to you. It will instantly change. Again, the same principle of consciousness will apply here, that you are not feeling good about yourself and you're expecting somebody else to respect you.
Yeah.
Honoring yourself is literally respecting yourself. And when you respect yourself, you are not going to seek, you are not going to, it changes a lot in your life. It changes things at all the levels. For example, let's start with this. You honor your breath. Default mein mila hai breath, so we take it for granted. But what is honoring your breath? Giving it at least 10 minutes a day, doing some breathing exercises because it is important for you. Honoring food.
Mm.
You will not waste food. You will eat properly. You will give it the attention that food needs. You will focus on the quality of food. You will focus on what's good for you, how it is cooked, with what emotion you are eating, is honoring food. Honoring relationships instantly take you away from complaints. So if you honor somebody, then everybody would have such people in their lives, right? Because you really honor that relationship.
So, honoring is
When you
also a way of life, just like paying
It is a way
gratitude.
of life. In that chapter of honoring life, you will write and introspect about honoring your body, honoring your breath, honoring your mind. Now, for example, you are walking through a street, monsoon season hai, and somebody splashes water on you accidentally. A car is passing by and muddy water got splashed on you. What will you do? You will instantly go wash yourself and change your clothes, right? Naturally, right? Now,
Yeah.
do we do this for our mind? We are bombarded with dirt and unnecessary thoughts and unnecessary impressions from so many things that we are exposed to. So, honoring your mind is removing that unnecessary clutter from your mind.
Mm.
And all these aspects of life brought together is honoring life. You mentioned a few minutes ago that there are days when you celebrate, some days there are learning days. This is exactly honoring life. Oh, life has given me a day today. to learn something. Let me honor that experience of learning to its optimum level with joy, with gratefulness.
Yeah.
Hence I said it doesn't end with the book. It begins with this book.
Once your mindset is trained that way, then this book is the first step. And ma'am, so which was the most challenging section to write? I mean, what was the biggest challenge you faced in writing this book?
It was not challenging, but only chapter where I held back from letting it happen was the poetry. And then it happened. I just got this thought that it should end with a poetry. And I wrote a few lines, but I didn't like. So I was like, no, this is not your forte. Forget it. You can end with quotes. I submitted the manuscript. It went for first proofread, and things were going ahead well. In that particular time, that book was complete, right? But I had this thought in the background that poetry acha to lagta. That's it. Then it's very interesting. I'm a little nostalgic while sharing this. I'm getting a little overwhelmed and emotional that how divine works. At 1 in the night, I was asleep and I suddenly woke up. And because the room was dark, generally I keep all my books, pens, everything, decluttered space when I'm sleeping generally. So I didn't have anything around, but the phone was a little away on the desk. And it was
Okay.
almost like I'm being compelled to write. Although I'm advocating in the book that you write on paper and pen, see how things sometimes they happen. I reached out to the phone, I opened my notes, and Ishita, you will not believe. In 15 minutes, there is no edit. It was almost like, I don't know if it's too much to say this, but it's almost like it was a dictation. So 15 minutes I sent at 2 in the night, I remember I had emailed that please add this. And no edits. And then when the publisher was reading this, he ended up telling me that I didn't know you could write this good poetry. I was like, I also didn't know.
That's such a beautiful anecdote, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing that because, I feel
Thank
that
you for
poetry.
asking. It took me to that time. Yeah.
I mean, I truly feel that poetry finds us in the most divine moments. Poetry is therapeutic, and
Absolutely.
it in the modest of hours it finds us, and
And you
it kind
write
of
quite a few.
yeah. Would you like to read maybe a portion of that poem, ma'am? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so embracing existence. You were born many times yesterday to experience the beauty of the magnificent today. The showers of joy, love, hope, and pain, all to simply reveal nature's beauty for you to gain. This magical existence and its bounties are for you to witness your soul's sacred counties. A heartful plunge will make you smitten, revealing the wonder that once seemed hidden. That's why the change in perspective is what finally matters. Blessings come in various flavors for you to enjoy gifts of different colors. Sometimes something pleasant happens, sometimes something seemingly unpleasant happens, but both are blessings, isn't it? Honor them all with your heart and soul. Love is the journey, oneness the goal. Dwelling in faith, in love, in pure elation, dear explorer, embrace the whole existence.